I'm Judy Njino, the Executive Director of the UN Global Compact Network here in Kenya. We've just concluded our 8th workshop this day, bringing together stakeholders from different organizations to validate a lot of the findings that we've, of course, been consulting around on the best way forward for Kenya's blue economy, ensuring that it grows on a sustainable, inclusive, and safe pathway.
The ambition of this Ocean Center is to provide a platform where stakeholders can come together to collaborate, but also to pool expertise, resources, and actions around, really powering Kenya's blue economy on a pathway that is not only safe, but it is also sustainable and inclusive.
My name is Olive Mumbo. I'm the country lead in charge of Ocean Centers Kenya, an initiative that is hosted by the United Nations Global Compact and supported by Lloyd's Register Foundation. Today's workshop was basically focusing on shipping and ports, fishing and aquaculture, finance and investment, and offshore renewables. And we've held so far 7 workshops in different parts of the country. And we finally came to Diani for our 8th workshop, which is just basically a culmination of all these 4 action areas. And we had the first half of the workshop focusing on fishing and aquaculture, because that's the primary aspect where Diani culture and the communities really rely on in terms of their source of livelihood.
My name is Mohamed Ali Machausa, representing Samba Sports Youth Trust, which is an organization in Kwale County, but working across the coastal region. And our work is to use a sports for development model to address issues including climate action. My motivation to come for this workshop was first to understand new trends, new challenges, and also best lessons learned that can input into our programs, but mostly to also see new partners that we can collaborate with. And I found a few partners that we can bring into our ecosystem and support our work, especially to do with the Diani Big Zero Plastic Pollution initiatives. The discussions were very relevant because my community is coastal community, living adjacent the ocean. So anything to do with ocean safety, fishing methodologies, new strategies, new technology in the fishing industry is very important to us. But most importantly, every year we conduct what we call Diani Beach Zero Plastic Pollution Festival, which is a festival bringing communities, partners, youth, women, and schools to create a movement building towards making Diani Beach safer, cleaner, and more attractive.
My name is Hezron Geti Mwakitele. I'm a fisheries officer in Kwale County, from Sambweni Sub-County, manning Kinondo Ward. The government right now is very serious about the blue economy, and Kwale County, as a government, we are working, just trying to improve and working on the blue economy to make it more productive. Right now, we are trying to ensure that our BMUs have a modern fishing vessels equipment. We are trying to make our landing sites, construct a very state-of-art landing sites that may be used to improve the quality and the hygiene of our fish and fish products. We are trying to empower them so that they can be self-sustainable, so that they can ensure that they will have good resource use of our resources, and make sure that they produce more, so that we can have more production from our resources.
Blue economy being a sector of interest for Kenya as we look into, of course, the sustainable development goals and their realization. And of course, as even Kenya begins to think through the achievements of its own vision 2030, the blue economy is one sector that we really have to begin to pay attention to. And it shouldn't be a focus because, we have disruptions like we are seeing right now, with global trade. It's a sector that is powering the livelihoods of a lot of our people, but it's also a sector that can also provide a lot of the solutions to the climate crisis that we are currently faced with. And at the same time, it's a sector that many of us, like I said, are relying on to really meet our daily needs.
The energy of today's workshop, I'll say it is really amazing because you can hear the community aspect, especially whereby they're bringing the reality on what is happening in the ground.
Our community has been marginalized, has been mistreated, because a good example, if you look among the issue that Ocean Center and Global Impact are addressing, is the issue of ports, like the Mombasa port and Lamu ports. Lamu port has, the fishermen have been affected, the environment has been affected, the ocean has been affected.
One of the very stubborn challenge is enforcement of policies and laws. So for me, I would urge governments, politicians and other leaders to ensure that law enforcement and policy enforcement is given chance so that we do not interfere politically with law enforcement, so that we can have a Diani and coast that is safer, more productive and more robust and safe for all of us.
So this being the culminating workshop out of the many stakeholder engagements that we've had since the start of this project last year in July, it brings together the different stakeholders, as I mentioned, to validate a lot of the feedback we have received with regards to trying to identify the key safety challenges that workers, communities and users of Kenya's natural resource are currently experiencing. Partnerships are so critical in achieving the Sustainable Development Agenda to begin with. Goal 17 of the 2030 Agenda really calls for partnerships, and partnerships across board with governments, civil society, private sector, all actors in society pulling together to find solutions to the world's most pressing challenges.